afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, your Lord and Master, Emperor of Mankind, God Emperor, in fact. Ihitto 1 vs 1 on Vilshanka. Between these, we got Ihitto, though with a slightly, shall we say, interesting name here. Either he's getting salty about the USF, or he just wants to tilt people, I don't know. Either way, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, the second army division here tasked with breaking through somewhere around the Hütten force. On the west, we got Caesar fighting for the Germany, Wehrmacht. The Wehrmacht, Deutschland, rolling out here with the 2nd Panzer. He's got Lightning War, Jäger Infantry, Mobile Defense with double infantry, Panzerfaust versus Ihitto's heavy cavalry, rifle, and recon support with double infantry, machine gun bulletins there. We got quick tank traps up here with the fuel pump, probably up with some wire up, secure it, thorough work there. Rifle begins to grab the cuff point and connecting it up. I imagine possibly second rifle squad heading northwards. In fact, that will be the rally point indicating that. So spread out there. We got Caesar focusing, I think, more around the northwest part. MD4 setting up somewhat aggressively to cover sort of the centre as well, and just, cover up against any aggressive harassment there from Ihitto. Going to got the cuff point, or the MD4 test, wiring off here with the sandbag, similar to what Ihitto did here by the southern fuel point. Placing southwards there, putting pressure, and we got the MD4 2 sent further to cover here. The advance of the Grenadiers, nice tactical set there by Caesar, and there you go, Ralph going to find himself on fire. The MD42 hammering away, though, behind heavy cover. The Grenadiers are going to have a hard time there getting the rifle, getting the support from MD4. There you go, pushing them back, though, out of cover. He decides he does not want to take part in this anymore. He's had enough, at least for this engagement. Screw you guys, I'm going home. That's not hard work, Sergeant. You gotta fight. Well, I'm just going to go somewhere else. Grabbing the northern victory point here, we got more rifle on the way there for Ihitto. Caesar with another Grenadiers coalition up the south. The MD42 moving a bit further away here. In the far north, we got the Pioneers securing the point here behind the church. And the second Grenadiers got there slowly moving out. We'll obviously go for another machine gun and more Grenadiers here versus Ihitto. Center victory point almost secure. We got the riflemen going to the church before the Pioneers. In this case, that's going to probably prompt a retreat there from Caesar's Pioneers, as there's absolutely no way they can win this. Teaming up with more of Ihitto's riflemen moving in. It's going to be 2 rifle squads versus 1 Pioneer squad. That is what you call very one-sided here for Caesar. He doesn't seem to realise what's going on. And the Pioneers going to get wiped here with the dark 10 rifles just getting up in the poor 4 Pioneers. But there you go. Caesar advantage to hit the cuff point here in the centre. Very good. Going to do smoke to cover up the retreat path of the air. We got another infantry to contain Ihitto's infantry movements. Good work. Southern victory point secured here by Ihitto's echelons. We've got rifling up here. MD42 not positioned well enough to deal with that. Did not expect it. Grenadiers was rifleman up close already here. Not the word position here, but the Grenadiers versus rifleman. He's going to have to be lucky if I think the Grenadiers have a chance there at all. Machine gun push back. There's a rough start all of a sudden here for Caesar as Ihitto strikes left and right. And there you go. Very close here, but in the end the riflemen do overcome the Grenadiers. Did not quite work out there for Caesar the way he wanted. Strikes at the fuel point here. Keeps up the pressure. Keeps up the harassment. Second MD42 ready with Pioneers going to probably try and defend the area here. Second rifle squad moving in there for Ihitto, for America, freedom, democracy. At the same time, he's in the cuff point. There's both players, as you can see there. So far, I'm pretty much putting very heavy pressure on the fuel point and the cuff points. Very good there, trying to deny the other bastards as much fuel as possible, slowing down the tech, and ensuring neither player pulls out for tanks, because to an extent, this is probably going to come down to an extent there. How quickly they can get out of tank, particularly the Wehrmacht. It's going to be very much about if they can get out of Panzerfaust first and put pressure on the Americans. We'll have to see what Ihitto turns up with. I mean, there's a theoretical possibility of him just trying to stall for Pershing, though of course he could also just go for EC8s. By the way, troops setting out, we've got to take up there for Caesar. Back in Ihitto's base, we got the captain on the way. That could mean into tank guns and Stuart light tanks. Blazen's going to counterattack here. Of course, got the Grenadiers ready at hand. We've got a mortar following up there for Ihitto, for America, freedom, democracy. And there you go. Grenadiers being flanked by the riflemen out in the open. They might be able to get some grenades in there. The riflemen already low on health. But they're all taking so much damage, the Grenadiers themselves, so who knows? Going to be close here, going to be close with the Russian supporting rifle, taking heavy losses. In the end, Caesar, though, while he might be able to pull through, he ultimately retreats since the Russians are basically too much of a threat on top of the rifle. Machine gun back to cover the cuff point, very good move here. 1 rifle squad shot out of the church here. It seems like Ihitto finds that is worth enough to lead an entire 280 man by just doing nothing there. Mortar opening up to flash out the machine gun. And as soon as Caesar hears the whistle of the mortar bombs there, he begins repositioning the machine gun. Very good reaction there, very good response. Back at base, we can have going on there for Caesar, for the German army. Grenadiers heading up for the cuff point. Cap moving up here with a bazooka, clearly trying to cut off any potential light vehicles from Caesar already. Or at least to turn him by telling him, hey, I've got bazookas and I can get more, you crap bastard. And this was the advancing rifle, and there you go, machine gun supporting a very good machine gun player so far by Caesar. Very fluid, very Mobile, aggressive, but not too aggressive. They seem to have gone about the pioneers in the south. They could consider some S-mines maybe to make it hard here for Ihitto to move out his troops rather than going for the fuel point or cutoff point. They're getting shot at by the machine gun. Take up done. He's going to like to make a nice company up fast. Definitely should be doing something to those pioneers at the very least. And there we go. He's moving them onwards, not to back to the base there, and build up some stuff. We got the ambulance away there for Ihitto. Give him some time for him to pull out any armor. The fuel harassment has prevented him just say going in from the captain into a fast steward. So in that regard, the fuel harassment has definitely paid off for Caesar a bit. Now the player that's had to commit to doctrine, we got Telemans up here. He has seen the captain, I believe, in which case, of course, he knows there's likely going to be some light vehicles. Well, then again, there's the Americans. There's almost always likely going to be some sort of light vehicle. If it's not the stewards, it's going to be an anti-aircraft half-track, for example. So, either way, Telemans are a pretty good investment there for Caesar. Captain halted by the MD-42 up north, got coming moving against the church. With an MD-42 backing up the push here, Pioneers ready to get something going. Got a medic bunker there waiting for the medics to appear, and there we go. Still on the doctrine there for Caesar. In the current situation, he could consider Jaeger infantry. G33s and the Jaeger command squad could give him a bit of an edge here boost versus all these rifles, for example, early on in the game. So that could be very well something there for Caesar to consider. Like to make a nice company built and cancelled. Caesar apparently having second thoughts. Yeah, I don't think it looks great over there. I want it slightly to the left. Do we have to cancel for that? Yeah, move it. Or more grenadiers in this case. Interesting. And I do think just, taking up for fast panzer grenadiers instead or something else like that would be more effective. So with all these non-upgraded rifles, I do feel like panzer grenadiers are going to be a strong choice, but that's just me. MD-42 is the rear echelon, so we got a sniper on the way. Alright, so that might be what he's planning instead. Could be he might actually be aiming in for tier 3 rush. I mean, we're all of a sudden going into very heavy tier 1, 3 grenadiers, 2 MD-42s, 1 sniper. So there might actually be a tier 3 rush here from Caesar versus Ihitto, in which case he might want to keep his stocks open here open for mobile defense in case he gets hit a bit too hard. Again, just pushing hard with infantry now could also be helpful, in which case Jaeger infantry could be useful. But we'll see. All the way Ihitto they're going on with the Steward light tank. Broad pushes here from Caesar's MD-42. Oh dear, push way too far ahead here. It's going to take some time. It means it's going to take a lot of damage as it's sitting up in the church and then has to pack up again. Definitely not a good development there for Caesar, not a good development. Oh, is he paying attention? He's realizing it. The machine gun is just seemingly unresponsive here, which you got to be feeling really bad if he's actually trying to get out. He's just doing absolutely bugger all. But there you go. Should be able to get out of there, but they're still pretty close. Grenadiers going here for the cop one again, but this time very low on health as the rear echelons, who are not very low on health. They do have a minesweeper. I got a minesweeper, Sarge. What am I supposed to do? Just swing it at him. Make scary noises. Healthcare, free healthcare. That doesn't work. Oh. Anyways, Grenadiers setting out here. Troops moving back for MD-42 reinforcement and healing. Got the sniper moving about as well, so Caesar's basically going to try and bleed out Ihitto. Stood on the move here. We do have one telemine, but I would say it's a rather defensive position. Oh, it got removed by the minesweepers by the looks of it. That's extra bad here for Caesar. He's sometime over from a Puma. Captain there getting sniped, so if he's planning a tier 3 rush, that's pretty much just been stomped into the ground there by the student. He's going to have to take for a pack 40 or a bunch of 222s. I mean, there's also the option of trying patterns are going to do this with Panzerschrecks. Either way, though, some sort of anti-tank measure is desperately needed here for Caesar, because otherwise there's a high likelihood that, he just gets rolled over by the student if he's not careful. Of course, if he manages without any anti-tank weapons to actually get something up to hold deal with the suit, that's pretty great here, but so far it's not looking quite like that for Caesar. He keeps up pressure, no drop from him yet, no attempt at mines, so finally pushing anything up to dig in here versus Caesar and the Germans. Riflemen versus the Grenadiers up north. Grenadiers need to fall back, very low condition. I can understand why he's possibly trying to stall up here, but it's not worth losing a Grenadier squad for. Over. No light machine guns here for the Grenadiers. We got flamethrowers up for the Pioneers to help burn out those Yankees. Back here, Tech up doing down there for Caesar. Actually is aiming for a tier 3 rush. Good God. Caesar's clearly got some balls on him. Of course, we'll have to see if they're actually the sort of the healthy type, but we need to have a check with the local physician. Yeah, I'm terribly sorry. It's all that asbestos, yeah. So it's not so good kind of big balls if you're gonna have to remove them. This rusty knife. And his captain wrapping up here. Pioneers need to fall back here. MD42 come out from the church and Tim appears around. Sadly not available. Tech they're available for Caesar. If you can push out, say, an Osman right now, there might be something to work with. Or a Panzer IV, I guess. And the tank is already available here for Ihitto. Clearly has been, of course, enemy armor. And, of course, at this stage, he might already be sort of reading Caesar well enough that, hey, he's actually aiming for a tier 3 rush. Because, keep in mind, Ihitto is a top 10 USF play. He's ranked 9 at the moment, at last I checked. So he's definitely not exactly someone to be taken lightly when it comes to USF play. Troops here back for reinforcement here. He needs to get to Pomacop soon. Of course, it's still going to take some time for going to push out the armor here versus Ihitto. Scrounging around the fuel point here. Of course, this is going to be critical here for Caesar. Because if he wants this tier 3 rush to work, he cannot afford to lose much more fuel. You can see that Ihitto is going in from every side. Him before setting up should be able to hopefully see the rifle tank head on. Caught in a burst there. Possibly thought they could get past the MD42s and its vigilant bursts of death, but not quite lucky enough there. It's a Palmer core halfway done here. Might have to rush out a Stuk on Osman again. Osman could put pressure on the Infinite and the Oststeward, but might of course be more vulnerable to medium armor from Ihitto. We'll see what it does end up with for Caesar. The options are there. It's ultimately up to him to decide on which options to pick. In the south, big push here. Reactions cap moving in versus a single lone Grenadier squad without any additional firepower. There's certainly no snipers about the allies to pick off any sort of heads. Stuart there, Panzerfausted. Taking a bit of a hit there, getting off some more hits with the Grenadiers. MD4 moving in here for Caesar. Sniper hanging back, closing in on Veteran T1 very slowly. And there you go, counter-attack here from Caesar, Grenadiers, MD42 and Pioneers with a Flammenwerfer. I still think Jaeger Infantry, honestly, I mean, particularly if he's not going to rush tier 3 could be great because simply the G43s will allow Grenadiers to work better on the move, meaning they can better support the tanks. And the Jaeger Command Squad, of course, is also great in this sense. A 5-man infantry squad with the G43s is pretty good. So I would definitely apparently think, that Jaeger Infantry would actually be a pretty strong pick here for Caesar. Plus the artillery badges could be helpful in dealing with anti-tank guns. Which could definitely be a bit of a problem there from Ihitto if he gets more than one of them, since they do have a notable high rate of fire. And while they do have lower penetration with sufficient volume, that's not going to matter too much. We got Lieutenant out here, 5th caliber. Usually this is a strong indicator that Ihitto is aiming here for heavy cavalry. Lieutenant or Captain either way usually means they're not immediately pushing for medium armor, which means they're stalling. So right there, machine gun lost here for Caesar. Bad luck here. Good mortar strike there by Ihitto. Good use of the barrage ability specifically. Quite a loss there for Caesar. Machine gun is gone. Kaput. Verloren. There you go. Next off with it. Very close to the Panzer IV. Now the MD4 troops placed one lost. Caesar, of course, is quite aware that versus the Americans having a lot of machine guns is quite crucial. At least that's what he believes. Back here, troops reinforcing. Sniper with 7 kills here versus Ihitto. Ihitto was in good control on the map here with the 2nd Armoured Division. Now the M1 there, he's clearly again stalling a double anti-tank guns plus Lieutenant Captain. That is pretty much every single signal there. I mean, the only way he could signal the hard if you directly wrote in the chat to Caesar, I'm going for a heavy cavalry build with Pershings in it. Try and stop me, you crack bastard. North Eagle is versus Rifleman. Machine gun needs to fall back. There you go, Panzer IV done here for Caesar. There we go, heavy cavalry out there for Ihitto. Smoke screens, mines for the Rifleman, sandbags, Rangers, combined arms, all the goods. Panzer IV rolling out here for the Fatherland. Of course, needs to be mindful of the anti-tank guns. A good flank, I think, is going to be more crucial for Caesar. Again, in this regard, more firepower for the infantry in the move is going to be crucial. So again, Jaeger Infantry, Lightning Wall, I think at this stage are probably the best choices, simply for the G43s and possibly the A Command Squad. Fighting in the south here, but mostly around the centre. There's a Panzer IV transport ship. We got the anti-tank guns ready. We got the infantry. We got the Stuart falling back. And of course, that mortar is proving to be quite the nuisance. Caesar's not gone for any counter of his own. 300 points left here for Caesar versus Ihitto's 472. Ihitto's certainly enjoying quite the lead here versus Caesar. Far up north, can be overwhelmed by sheer number of American infantry, BRs and the Riflemen. Pioneers going for the Riflemen in the south. The MD42 setting up here behind the first. MD42 setting up in defense and depth. Very good work there. Sehr gute Arbeit. Vilshanka's flanking up behind him. We do have no bazookas on them, actually, worth noting. Of course, we've got the 2 anti-tank guns backing up, so there you go. Panther all down to very little health after 2 shots, and again, if you stay around for much longer, that Panther will have been dead due to the high rate of fire on them. So mortar on the way for C to counter Ihitto's mortar, at least try and make it hard for them, possibly also counter the enemy anti-tank guns. Ihitto establishing control of the centre once more. No mines though, which could be very useful here to sort of slow down any attacks by Caesar. Sniper bleeding out the Yankees. 13 kills. Getting kills from the machine gun crew rather than getting blasted as well in the open. Oh, the steward snipes the sniper. 1 hit there. Good God, some high rolling RNG. That's got to feel bad there for Caesar. That was a huge kill there for Ihitto, just getting rid of that sniper with a single lucky shot from the steward. Using Norfolk's here. Back here we got Panther being repaired. Nothing further going on his base. He is struggling a bit there with building up enough resources, and Ihitto is just stalling for the Pershing. Captain using on me to try and bypass the machine gun. Bold move here. Need to shoot the machine gun right then and there. With Caesar's mortar not quite having a huge impact so far on Ihitto. Panther all setting out again, no pinlock machine. We actually got back tech here for Caesar for the light to make a nice company. Panther is still think of the useful, and most likely Mac is actually going for pack 40s here to help steal with any armour. Push back from the north there with the rifleman, and the mortar as well. Going to need to retreat, about to get wiped out. Mortar being hauled forwards again in the south. We got a bit more activity from Caesar. Could put more pressure on the south up here. Could be, I think, pretty good against Ihitto. As for Ihitto, he'd still, I think, benefit from some mines here and there. He's got the doctrine for it. And of course, noting that Caesar's got no minesweeper, so he's clearly not ready for it. Lastly, mines could really have a good shock effect here against Caesar. Pushing for the centre again at the same time as fighting up in the north. Smokes went off of the machine gun there. Good use of the doctrine there by Ihitto. Stood moving back up very close to 23 and the ace status. Fixing up the Panzer IV back here. He could go for the Stug. He's going for the Pack 41st. Of course, he might aim for another Panzer I, in which case, if he can set up some sort of assault on the anti-tanks, that'd be pretty great. I mean, he's clearly not anticipating mines, and Ihitto is mining, so I mean, a good smokescreen and then a direct hit with the Panzer IVs straight at the anti-tank guns could probably work out there for Caesar, in which case he can quickly clear them out, then flash away the troops supporting, and then he can sort of either steal the anti-tank guns or destroy them. I do think they should be a main priority here for Caesar to deal with. Personally, anyways. Pack 40 and then support. Probably need to reposition his mortars under fire here from Ihitto's mortar. Or at least try to take out the American mortar. There we go. Almost got the suit with the Pack 40, but it is not quite done in the south machine. They're dealing with the rifleman. And they get a big push of the rifleman going through the centre here against Caesar's mortar. He's got nothing there for, and far up north. Smaller push here of the Panzer IV and the Pioneers moving against the lieutenant. Numerous engagements, numerous casualties. Certainly no part of the map basically goes ignored for the most part, except maybe the very deep south of the map, where there's less activity, and then around the southern big point stuff so happens. So clearly both two active veteran players who know how to put pressure on the map here. Caesar having now some luck pushing back Ihitto. Again, the whole stalling for Pershing plan does give Caesar more time to pull up more armor on the front line. Of course, with all the anti-tankers and whatnot, Ihitto is not having too hard of a time actually stalling it at times. Got a wipe though. Looks like an anti-tank crew did bite the dirt, but he doesn't have any way to destroy it or steal it, which means he can't immediately take advantage of it. Still, he should be able to try to destroy it at the very least, because if he can get rid of it, that's going to be big for him. Smoking off here from Ihitto once more. Sunny calling in a lot of it. Bazooka fire on the Panzer IV, double bazookas on the Captain, by the way. Gets one penetrating on the Panzer Kampfwagen 4 with the second one on the way there for Caesar. For the 2nd Panzer Division. Panzer IV need repairs, close veterans 1 back at Ihitto's base. We got nothing further going on there. Again, it's just a big Pershing stall plan. One option is Caesar could consider as after 2 Panzer IVs, he could try and take for tier 4. I mean, at this stage, Pershing should be sort of an obvious idea that's happening, so trying to go for a Panther to back up the Panzer IVs, maybe a Sturmpanzer with the anti-tank guns. Could be an idea, even just a Panzer, therefore maybe I'm still not a huge fan of it. Personally, it could be an idea to consider.
We can now deploy a smoke screen to blind the enemy.
Still, not a lot of minds from Caesar. Anti-tank and recruit, big push from the northern victory point. Of course, got the Stuart Lieutenant there defending it easily, and we got plenty of other supporting elements, making it very difficult for Caesar to move straight forward in a B line. And there you go, Panzer straight into the line, and they fire the anti-tank. Got to be careful here. Still getting off hits. And there you go, Panzer IV down. That was definitely a bit recklessly underestimated. I think Ihitto's anti-tank and other anti-tank elements quickly costing his Panzer IV. Just as received the second one, quite the blow there to Caesar. I would say it was more an avoidable loss. That happened, I guess. That happened. Still rather unpleasant to see. Though imagine great for Ihitto, who was able to score such an easy kill on the Panzer IV. Also makes it much harder for Caesar to build up a critical armoured mass before Ihitto gets out the Pershing. And he's not far off. He's already got the fuel. He's got the command pod. He just needs a bit more manpower and get added. And there you go. Caesar got lucky with his Panzer IV at that range. The 2 anti-tankers could easily have penetrated it, but only 1 actually did. We got lucky there, Fritz. Yes, his lucky rapid's foot really saw through. That's not a rapid's foot. What is it then? That's a dog's foot. Really? Yeah. I don't think you see rapids that big. Pershing out here for Mr. Ihitto. Machine gun gaining veteran 3. Smoking off again now. Interesting, doesn't use his mortar for that job. Admittedly, neither does Caesar. And Caesar's yet to choose a doctrine beyond the 20-minute mark. Usually not a lot to be gained there. I mean, if he wants to go for Tigers, he'd choose the doctrine. He could have gone for it ages ago and just get some grenadiers up with like machine gun or G43s and maybe some other stuff like some relief infantry just to push more troops onto the field in raw numbers, because that's also where he is ahead now. He's got 5 infantry squads. He's got the lieutenant, the captain, the triple rifleman, all with lots of BARs there, where Caesar's only got 3 grenadier squads. So I mean, some Ostrom just to help pressure the front more aggressively with just sheer numbers could be an idea here. Well, that's just me. More telemark being attempted here by Caesar though. Good work, good work. Stug on the way to deal with the Pershing. Not a bad choice at all. But he really should somehow try and silence those anti-tank guns, as they are a massive thorn in the side. Alongside the Pershing. Panzer fast on the Pershing, we still need to cover the Panzer IV. Lots of damage going back and forth here. Stug almost down there for Caesar. And far over, we've got the MB42 guarding the church and the northern victory point. Rather than crewing about, Pershing will be repaired with only 1 resistance squad. It's going to take a bit of a while here. And there we go, Sturmgeschütz, Gefechtsbereit here for Caesar. Rifle grenade here, I think will be quite effective for Caesar. And mortar wiped out here by Ihitto's artillery. Bad news there. Oh, Grenadiers actually end up retreating. Interesting. Though, of course, going to get the Panzer IV down there to deal with it. Still, Caesar maintaining, I think, a better position now as Ihitto has some time. Rather than being pushed back by the Panzer IV, it's got to wipe the BR drop. That's pretty good if you can actually seize it. Shots fired here. Riflemen get away. Another smoking off again the machine gun and the Pack 40 here, and then pushing through it. Very good use of smoke there by Ihitto compared to the Caesar. Just doesn't seem to believe much in smoking. My mother always told me smoking was bad. I don't think she was talking about smoke screens, you Dummkopf. Artillery found the anti-tank and there, rapidly get more teams to fall back. Big push here from Ihitto. And we got combined arms on top. They're further boosting the troops fighting around the Pershing. And of course boosting the Pershing when it's close to the infantry. Really forming up a nasty combined arms force here, which seems it can't easily stop. So great work there by Ihitto. Certainly the indicator of a higher skilled American. They actually use that ability because they tend to get heavily neglected Panzer IV flanking. But with lots of anti-tanks nearby, could risk losing the Panzer IV easily. Got lucky there on one-shot bounce, but he's taking a lot of casualties. While he's doing some damage, it does not look to be sufficient, I think, critical to really sort of slow down Ihitto for long enough. Combined arms about to wear off, and there you go. More troops falling back. Bar dropped again. We definitely should pick those up. And turns them against the Americans. Back here, Stuke, Panzer IV being repaired, and other Stuke's going to be necessary, and he's got heavy lightning all finally chosen with the Tiger tank available down the road. Relief infantry I still think could also be helpful here. I mean, the more troops you can just present on the battlefield, even though they can't necessarily fight the rifle, equally can still be useful. Machine gun barely makes out their good flank on the Pershing there, pushing down to less than half health. Back here, lots of healing reinforcement for Ihitto. You could still consider some mines or maybe some sandbags, but so far it's not using that part of the doctrine very much. More pioneers on the way there for Caesar. Panzer IV being repaired slowly. Very, very close to Veteran 2 and some Schutzen. It's going to be somewhat more useful as the anti-tank guns than versus the Pershing, but still minimizing their impact on the Panzer IV as long as it doesn't do anything too silly. I think it's still going to be great here for Caesar. And more pioneers there for Caesar that repair stuff. Possibly might also because he's worried about mines at this stage and could consider some mine sweepers to sort of counter that. Maybe. Could go for Stuke now. He could go for another Panzer IV. Or he might of course try and stall for a Tiger tank himself, though. With how the battlefield is sort of currently looking and the situational rule, I'm not entirely sure waiting for a Tiger right now is the best decision here by Caesar. Bit of quiet here. I hit with a somewhat bulgy front line here versus Caesar. Pershing almost good to go once more. Tearful different does not look to be happening here for Caesar. Got smoking down around the centre. This time I believe from Caesar. No, is it? Oh, it's actually Ihitto. Nice work. Nice work. Ihitto there certainly displaying the potency of smoke against his opponent. Thumbs up there. Thumbs up. Panzer IV standing at watch up north. Fire up north. Then as you continue to fight against Rapid, could be in danger if sure did to support them with the other troops nearby. Rather than just letting them, going to use to fight on to the death out in the open, which is not really good up north here. Panzer IV dealing with the attempt, he's attempting to. There's a little bit of cover, they're shielding them, machine guns to cut down poor Joe. There you go, the cover is largely gone, except for a few small strips of stone. And there you go, it's all gone. Pushing back Lieutenant, pushing up for the centre. Straight at the heroic machine gun there from Caesar. But yeah, it's starting to look like he's just stalling for the Tiger tank, and I do feel like either more Stuke to deal with the Pershing birds is good, or another Panzer IV. But so far there's no commitment on either side. Ihitto could easily, I think, benefit from taking up, but if he's trying to prove a point about the Americans, he might just decide he doesn't need to. And just try and see how far I can get with the Pershing only. Duke going straight here for the Pershing. Shot fired, Pack 45 bounces off the front line, but again, it might just be Führer syndrome. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of reads on the situation. Panzer IV moving in again. In the south, I feel like the machine gun is a bit too far behind. He's not grabbing that BA arm, which again would benefit his gun to do nicely. And we got a third machine gun for Caesar here. Not in touch with that. So I actually think a double mortar would be a much better choice here to contain the enemy's mortars, but also a better chance of just taking out the anti-tank gun for just suddenly felling it with artillery fire. So I do feel like the third machine gun here feels a bit weird for Caesar. Not quite the perfect fit. We also got a bazooka drop there. Alright, there's a bazooka across the road. Jürgen, you go pick it up. No, I don't want to pick it up. What if I get, like, I don't know, fat? That's not how Americanism works. How does it work? You have to be bitten after midnight. That's how you become an American. Ach, mein Gott. Yeah, that's how you get you. Gundi's moving up. Going for the cuff point there. Bold move there by Caesar. Machine gun there pushing back the rifleman. And straight encounter here with the Pershing. He still tries to run to the point neutral. That shoots. Oh, that's the Stug actually shooting. Bazooka actually obliterates poor Jürgen. Fixing up the Panzer IV. Very close to the target tank there for Caesar. Machine gun there close to the centre, holding up the rifle, going for the centre victory point. Their victory point's wise, he's down 131, but he's slowly bleeding out. Ihitto here down to 381. Not a lot, but you know, better than nothing. Smoke's going down here at large quantities from Ihitto. Setting up the mortar. Lots of fire there against the Pershing, bouncing off the frontal armour. We got the anti-tank guns moving up here. Again, this is where I think the mortar will be quite helpful, rather than just triple machine guns. They're fighting around here. Looks like his mortar's bombarding the house, which is long since abandoned. Panzer IV rolling back. Central victory point could be taken back here by Caesar. And the Pershing moves ahead, very close to Bethany 2. Oh, Pioneer spot, and a direct hit, they just shatters two of them. Poor Caesar's mortar's only done 2 kills so far, not exactly an impressive statistic. Comparatively, Ihitto's mortar's been doing 12 kills. So far anyways.
Heavy machine gun team ready for orders.
Another machine gun up for Ihitto. For America, freedom, democracy. Smoking off against the center pioneers need to fall back now. Back here, troops sailing in frozen. Riflemen suppressed. And there you go, Panzer strike from the north, going here for the flank of the NU-32. Targeting on the way there for Caesar as well. We got air support called in on top of all this, of course. Still cross line of sight to the Pershing, otherwise it's not going to matter much. Panzer needs to fall back, almost taken out. There we go. Got the cannon flying in, a few hits there on the Pershing. Most of the shots though mostly hit the trees. Very few connect there with the Pershing. Got the targeting moving for the centre. Looking for easy targets of which to shatter with its 88mm gun.
We can now deploy a smoke screen to blind the enemy.
Third anti-tank here from Ihitto in response to the target tank. He doesn't even bother taking up Jacksons or whatever. He just goes for a lot of anti-tank guns. And seeing they're finding the target tank, shot bounces off.
We're losing a capture point.
Establishing this time around an American pack front.
Ready.
Anti-tank crew there being shot at. Target tank moving forwards. Almost got it. There you go. Wiped it. Good work there by Caesar. Just needs to get rid of the second one. If the target tank, and there you go. Poor Charles blasted into the dirt. And the student there needs to be careful. Panzer IV could stand a bit more active. In the south, we got their troops just running past. Close about to the 3 on that anti-tank gun. Far up north, we got the troop being damaged engine. Fortunately for him, though, Ihitto does not pursue with his Pershing all, as he I think finished it off. On the other hand, there's a bigger issue, which is the Pack 40 he got abandoned so close and so safely within Ihitto's territory. So he's pretty much his hands upon an anti-tank gun. Really bad news there for Caesar. Really bad news. Panzer IV shoots, misses, hits the bloody road instead. Clearly, class there's been a bit of the schnapps again. And there you go, Panzer IV was taken out here by the newly crewed anti-tank gun. Bad news here for Caesar. Looks like he's trying to silence the anti-tanks with the mortar. But it's not quite a many success. Part needs had to work on the Tiger tank. No machine gun on that, and he's got plenty of munitions. So still, part of me feels like, you know, Austin could still be helpful somewhat. But it might be too late for that by now. Might be too late. Quick hit there.
WPM-110, the capture point is under attack.
15 kills, Captain push back. And good target shoots, penetrates. Actually fails to hit penetrate the Pershing. It just sounded like it a bit then, but close inspection here reveals not much happened. Grenadiers got wiped by the Pershing. Bad news there for Caesar. Now he's got 2 Grenadier squads versus triple rifle lieutenant and the captain, meaning he is severely outnumbered infantry wise. He is severely outnumbered. Tiger tank shoots spectacularly, misses here. $105 versus Ihitto's 359. More smoke off here from Ihitto as he pushes forwards. Not quite working out for him this time. The smoke got on me from the camera angle. I have to push a bit further ahead there. Shot the machine gun head on. Oh dear, force retreat and wiping and ultimately destroying it there. Very nasty development there for Caesar. Almost got the rifle over the Tiger tank. The Tiger tank takes too much damage here. Pershing moves forwards. Halfway to veteran 3 and the A status. We've got 1 tank in there now. Back in Caesar's control. That is the M1 he stole from Ihitto. Second Panzer Division is beginning to heavily lose ground here to Ihitto as he pushes forwards. Pershing rolling forwards. And the Panther was down. Quite a loss there for Caesar. Quite a loss. And the Tiger's down as well with that. So I think it's safely GG here. Safely GG. Almost got the Pershing with air support, but the problem is Ihitto can easily just replace it. He's easily got the fuel and can probably use his stall, I think, for the manpower for it. But he doesn't lose it, he just safely pulls back to base. We got a big push over the centre victory point, but an even bigger counter push from Ihitto. Back here, troops in reinforcing. 93 versus, there we go. GG, game over in the end. Caesar loses. The 2nd Panzer Division is forced to fall back here. A brutal battle with heavy losses on both sides. In the end, though, Ihitto just ended up doing so much more damage, in part, I think, due to the anti-tank guns, but also the Pershing, which are just both 2 excellent sources of damage. There was also some critical moments there where I think Caesar did not make himself any favours, particularly losing that 1st Panzer war like that, I think, was critical. He missed an opportunity, I think, to build up critical armoured mass versus Ihitto. And I also think he should have gone for Doctrine sooner. In particular, I think he should have gone for Jaeger infantry, or at least chosen some relief infantry at times, just to have more infantry on the field that can sort of at least some way fight Ihitto. Instead, that never quite happened, and there's also, I think, a lack of mines, which also made it more easy for Ihitto to do with well. Ihitto, I think, played well and aggressively, put on pressure, and if he wants to prove a point here about the USF, he might have proven it. But otherwise, it's hard to say. Again, it might just be him joking about there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. And if you like, you do, please donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. Supporting the Propagandacast allows me to keep doing this, so do consider if possible. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. You all a wonderful audience. I hope to see you all tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.